Touchdown, NAZ Wranglers. Quarterback number 5. Touchdown, NAZ Wranglers. Number 1,
James Poovey and Ed Cole joining you here post-game after the Northern Arizona Wranglers fall to the Bay Area Panthers by the score of 47-13. Ed, it was a tough game tonight all the way around. We saw a couple bright spots right there that we just watched, courtesy of a touchdown scramble from Garrett Kettle, and then a connection to Ramad Jockey-Bowen where he did the rest with the run after the catch. But aside from that, it was a rough night tonight for our Wranglers.
We talked about it in the pregame, how tough it was going to be for the Wranglers to go into that building, JP, and come out victorious. And that's exactly what happened. You got to give credit to the Bay Area Panthers. Coach Arbett, got to give credit to Coach Rob Keefe and his defense for holding this offense to just 13 points, 6 in the first half, 7 in the second half. What an outstanding effort. And, of course, them scoring the 47 points. Dalton Sneed was excellent today, and all of his weapons were outstanding as well. But give credit to the special teams also for Bay Area. They were all over the place. They were suffocating on their special teams. So they did absolutely everything that was necessary to get a victory, and Bay Area got it.
Oh, my mistake. My microphone was muted there. I'm sorry, Ed. It looked like that they were having trouble all night long. I mean, you give it to the Panthers. Credit to them. They played well in all three phases of the game, offense, defense, special teams. I mean, that front was relentless all night long. And then the back-end coverage for the Panthers was outstanding because Garrett Kettle, when they did throw the ball down the field, everyone was blanketed.
And we knew it was going to be a chess match, right, James? They talked about it on the broadcast all night about what would Rob Keefe's defense do against Rod Windsor's offense and vice versa? Who was going to win that battle? Because, of course, they were together with the Northern Arizona Wranglers last year as offensive coordinator Rod Windsor and defensive coordinator Rob Keefe. So those two men know each other, know each other's tendencies and what they like to call as far as plays are concerned, and who has the leg up on this play, who has the leg up on that play, who can outduel one another in the course of a football game. And of course, tonight it was the Bay Area Panthers. So again, give them credit for doing what was getting 47 points, which is an outstanding effort, and holding this Wranglers offense, which scored 48 a week ago, to just 13 this week.
Yeah, it was tough sledding all night long for the Wranglers, and credit as well to the Panthers. We talked about it in the pregame show. Ball security had to be at a premium, and tonight the Wranglers just couldn't seem to keep a hold of that pigskin. It was tough.
It was tough, very tough in that third quarter when things just completely unraveled. We knew that the Wranglers would have to come out and try to get a score, James, because they were down 14. It was 20-6 at the half. So you and I and Tucker Welch, our director of communications, we were texting at halftime. We were saying, well, this team has to get a score coming out in the second half. They've got to be able to gain that momentum back, James, and they weren't able to with turnovers. And then you had some rouge, and just things just went wrong. All different ways. Everything just went completely sideways in that third quarter, and that was one of the main reasons why that led to that loss, because they weren't able to regain that momentum back and try to make a comeback.
So now the Wranglers will head home to Prescott Valley, Arizona, and then they'll prepare to hopefully wash the taste out of their mouth from this loss against the Bay Area Panthers. We get to turn right around and battle those Vegas Nighthawks coming up this Friday night.
Who said it would be easy repeating as champions, right, James? With this game in San Jose, as you mentioned, they'll get on the bird, they'll fly back home, and as you mentioned, get ready for a short week, a couple of days of practice, and they, as you mentioned, get on the bus and head down to Henderson, Nevada, to take on those Vegas Nighthawks. That is going to be a tough game, but that it is what it is at this point. But they've got to get back to reality and figure that they did not play a good game of football at all today in any phase of the game. But they'll get back to work. Coach Moss and everybody, the whole coaching staff and the players, they'll get back to work, and they'll go back to the lab and get ready for a game in less than a week.
The sun will rise tomorrow. They'll get back to work, as you mentioned, and they won't have a whole lot of time. They'll have to get to work right away because that game against the Vegas Nighthawks coming quickly this coming Friday night. We'll be on the air right here again on the Northern Arizona Wranglers YouTube channel for the pregame show. I believe that's a 6:05 p.m. kickoff, so that'll put us on the air right about 5:40 p.m. this Friday night. So we'll double check that time as we progress throughout the week. But once again, a disappointing loss tonight for the Wranglers. They really couldn't find a way out of it tonight, and but they'll regroup, get back to work, and put it back together for the Vegas Nighthawks this Friday night. Any final thoughts as we wrap up here, Ed, on the postgame show?
JP, we talk about the parity in this league. It's just from week to week, things just change. You can go from a loss to a win, to a win to a loss. It's just that lets you know the competition level in the indoor football league is at a fever pitch. There are so many really good football teams in this league, and that was a victory that Bay Area had to have. Of course, the Wranglers would have liked to have had to be 3-1 and stay up at the upper echelon of the Western Conference. But Bay Area, give them credit. Hats off to them for getting the victory, a 34-point victory. But again, the Wranglers will get back to work and figure what was wrong. That watch the tape and have some good days of practice and get ready for Vegas.
Yep, 2 more road games ahead now for the Wranglers at the Vegas Nighthawks, and then they travel down to Tucson to play the Tucson Sugar Souls before returning back to the Findlay Toyota Center the week after to battle these very same Bay Area Panthers. So it does not get any easier, but the road to the championship is always a tough one to hold, but the Wranglers know that for sure, and they'll get back to work tomorrow and regain a confident swagger, if you will, Ed, in their football play.
Absolutely. You know, Coach Moss will get those guys, those troops. Those guys are already self-motivated. They know what happened, what went wrong today. A lot went wrong, but there's some stuff that you can really hang your hat on, again, with Kettle getting the touchdown and Jockey Al Bowman getting that long touchdown play as well. But it's just one of those weeks. Things happen, and everybody has those kinds of weeks during the season. It's a long season. It's not always going to be ideal, but this was not the ideal week for the Wranglers.
Look for the Wranglers to bounce back next Friday night against the Vegas Nighthawks, in Henderson, Nevada. That game Friday night, we'll have the pregame show for you as well as the postgame show. Thanks again for tuning in tonight. We appreciate your time. We hope you have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and we will talk to you again next week. Go Wranglers.
Go Wranglers.